Hi again. This is my last video, so I thought to share today just a little bit of my story. So I'm just thinking back to one of the times that I experienced. I was probably early into marriage, no children yet, and I used to suffer from really bad insomnia. So I reckon it was probably a good 3 years where I wouldn't have known what a good sleep was. Most nights I spent in bed but watching TV. I went through a lot of shows back then, but I do remember the sun going down and the sun going up, and probably not having a lot of closed eye between that. But the problem was that obviously everyone else sleeps. So my husband would be asleep and I would be awake, so I'd be trying to be quiet. But they were also the times when I was most afraid. I think when it came to anxiety, a lot of the physical symptoms sort of crept in at night time, and fear crept in as well. I was quite often torn between not wanting to bother my husband, but also wanting to wake him up because I was afraid that something bad was going to happen. So I quite often worked myself up into quite a frenzy at night time. This one particular night, I remember I was up, awake, in bed still, but I was awake. There was TV going, and I had a particularly high heart rate. I was really scared. I had chest pain, and I was starting to feel faint in the head, and I was really, really scared that something bad was going to happen. Again, I didn't want to wake my husband because he'd been woken many times in the past before, and nothing eventuated. And I always kept telling myself, nothing happened last time, I've just got to get through this. But sometimes it just didn't work. And this night I was so afraid. I ended up like crouched in the corner of the room in a ball, bawling my eyes out. And my husband woke up to find me in the corner like that. And I was crying, uncontrollably crying, and he was like, what's going on? What's happening? And at that point, I just said to him, I'm so done. Like, I'm so done. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't ever see myself getting out of this. And I think it was at that point that I started saying things that would have been really scary for my husband. Things that you never want to hear your partner say, and you never want to say yourself. And I think that was a time when I realised that that this was a journey for me, that this wasn't going to be just like a little season, that actually this was something I was going to have to tackle for a while. But also, mental illness isn't just about the person experiencing it, it's about the people around them. And I know that my husband had to go through a lot, my family had to go through a lot, because you don't always understand what someone's going through, but you see them going through it. And so I'm always really sensitive to make sure that when we're talking about mental illness, that we acknowledge everyone affected by it, because it's not just the person going through it, it's everyone around them. Mental illness is such a complex thing that it's really hard to understand someone else's experience unless you've been through a similar experience yourself. And within that, we're all unique as well and experience different things. So I guess what I'm saying is that we all have these stories, and maybe some of you listening right now might think, yeah, I've been there. I've been that person crouched up in a ball thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. But we also need to know that we can reach out to people, that we shouldn't be afraid to bother people, that actually people care about us. And that no doubt, and my husband has told me many times, that he may not have understood, but he wanted to. He so much wanted to understand what I was going through, and that it would have been incredibly hard to just stand by and watch someone you love going through this battle that they couldn't help in any way. I'm really glad that Let's Talk are stepping up in Colac, and they're speaking about such an important thing, especially this year with COVID hitting and with people spending more time at home. I really hope that if you're going through something right now, that you will have the courage to speak up, that you will not feel ashamed to reach out and seek help. Talk to someone. If there's no one that you feel comfortable talking to within your family and friend circle, then maybe contact Let's Talk. They will find places where you can go and numbers that you can call. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point, that we don't want anyone suffering alone. That actually, I often say, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my husband and my family around me, because like sometimes you cannot do it yourself. Sometimes you just can't see past that moment, and when other people are there to be your strength when you can't be strong, that's huge. So don't carry it alone. Seek out. If you want to contact me, I'm here. Please contact me. You'll find me through the salvos or on Facebook or something, or contact Let's Talk. But don't suffer it alone. You're going to have those moments where you feel like you just can't do it, and that's okay. We all have those moments, whether we have mental illness or not. I'm pretty sure we all have those moments, but it just feels that little bit more dangerous when you're dealing with mental health as well. So thank you so much for listening, if you have, this week to these videos. Thank you so much to Let's Talk Colac for giving me the opportunity to be a part of something greater and part of something that's really amazing and close to my heart. But really thank you to the Colac community as well, because I've noticed that you are passionate about community, you're passionate about people and coming together. And I know that you've embraced Let's Talk Colac really well, and that the word is getting out. But yeah, share with each other, support each other, have compassion on each other, and together we will raise this awareness of mental illness so that it becomes natural, that it becomes talked about, and that we can better be equipped, but also better communicate and better support each other.